My name is Gerald Sullivan. I'm from Galveston, Texas, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. Yes, when I came to A&M, of course, I was in the Corps of Cadets, and I came from Galveston. Had not really been out of Galveston that much in my lifetime, and coming to A&M was a completely different experience, and has influenced a great deal of what I've done ever since I was a student here. Primarily, the Corps of Cadets was a huge influence upon me. Yes, I can. Actually, it started in high school. I created a business there, and when, of course, I came to A&M, I still had the business going. It wasn't much of a business. I had a tractor and a dump truck, and I would had my schedule arranged. I was in the Corps Cadets here at A&M, and I had my schedule arranged that I could sometimes leave on Thursday evening, and when I was an upperclassman, I came back on Monday mornings, and I ran my business from here at A&M. My business ran while I had some good employees, and the business ran in Galveston while I was up here. Of course, I had to be back there on the weekends. We worked all weekend and so on. But when I was up here at A&M, I worked in the photography department. I worked paving roads here in College Station. Was even a guard over at the MSC at night. It was like the fox in the hen house. But in any event, I worked up here, but then after graduating from A&M and going to law school, I was in the construction business. We built houses. We built and got into some heavy highway construction, built roads and bridges and things of that nature. Eventually getting into the ready-mix concrete business in Harris County and Galveston County. Sold that business some years later. Got into the marine terminaling business. Started out with a large operation, and then ended up with a deep draft facility where we could bring in ships and so on. Got away from agriculture for a period of time. Started out ranching. My daddy was the ranch foreman for one of the wealthy families in Galveston, and my brother and I grew up on that ranch. Then we put a few head of cows together and made our way. My brother and I both made our way through A&M, almost like riding a cow. Whenever we needed the money for tuition, we'd sell another calf. But later on, got into, as I said, we got back into the cattle business. I've always been in the cattle business, but now we're involved in the importing of in marine terminals in Galveston, importing fertilizers, importing all types of agricultural types of cargoes, which is really, as I see it, is a future for agriculture. Agriculture has become more a global industry than it was when I graduated in 1967. And again, I think that it affords a lot more opportunity for students today because the field is just broadened. It's not, if you're in the valley, you're not trading fruit. When you're in the hill country, you're not selling goats. A graduate has the opportunity to get into all kinds of different fields today that we were somewhat limited in those days. So again, I think that agriculture is a much broader, brighter industry than it was when I graduated in 1967. Well, no question, hard work, but working smart as well. A lot of people work hard, but they don't always work smart, and you have to try to figure out in whatever endeavor that you're in, whatever field that you're in, that you have to work with a goal in mind and pursue that goal. Also, very important, the most important decision that I ever made in my life was to marry the right person. And you have to have business, to me, has been very much a partnership with, first with my brother, who was a wonderful partner. Then when I got married, my partner was very, very important to me because we raised 5 children, all of whom, by the way, graduated from A&M. But when I was out hunting and foraging, so to speak, spending the nights and the days and the weeks that it took to build a business, I always knew that things were being cared for at home. As much as I would have liked to have been there, sometimes I had to be gone. So, but I always knew when I got home that everything would be fine, and it was, and that's a very, very important decision. Hard work, marrying the right person, being truthful, having character. And as much as anything, I've never felt that you should take the last dollar out of every deal. You always leave something in there for someone else. If you continually take the last dollar out of a deal, on any deal, in any business decision, before long it'll be found out, and you'll pay for it. So my advice to a person getting out of school would be to remember that leave something in there for somebody else. We all have to make a living. We all have to work together. You know, I guess I would say to all students of Ag Eco that when I got out of school in 1967, graduated in 1967, that agriculture was really not a great business to be in. It just weren't that many opportunities. That's because of the economy and because of a number of different factors that came into play. I don't see it that way now. I think that agriculture is probably one of the brightest futures for a student that's graduating from college today. So many of the dynamics have changed. Agriculture is an industry now that has fewer players, but if you're good at what you do and you're willing to work hard and work smart, I think agriculture has a brighter. That people in agriculture today have a much brighter future, have much brighter possibilities of having a bright future than I had when I graduated in 1967. Well, the hard work is very, very important to being successful in whatever you do, and being able to set your priorities to where you can work hard. I think another huge priority for me was actually marrying the right person, and I've been married for 45 years to the same person, and that was the single most important decision I ever made in my life. Without it, my story would probably be much different than it is today. I would also tell you that, again, going back to hard work and working smart is very, very important. And I would once again stress the fact that you have to work with integrity. You have to be truthful. Your word means everything. If your word means nothing, then there's nothing left in business. There's nothing left in life. In agriculture, it's been an industry over the decades that has valued a man's word, and I hope that continues, because I think that it's one of the last really one of the areas of business that it still is very, very important. I've been involved in many different ventures in life, not all agriculture, but going back to agriculture, I feel that a man's word is his bond, and I think that's very, very important. Well, my thoughts. I guess my the most interesting thought that I had was I knew Dr. Timm, and I respected Dr. Timm. I think Dr. Timm would probably be very surprised that I'm the recipient. I guess the 4 years that I was here at A&M, I was probably on scholastic probation for 6 of those 4 years. So he would probably be very very interested, or he'd probably be amused. He was a wonderful man, and he'd probably be amused that someone that was not one of his stellar students is actually one that's chosen for this wonderful recognition. I would, and I would like to again stress that in business, you really have to have character. You really have to have integrity. You have to maintain and actually you have to do business in a manner in which people trust you, and that's very, very important. You have to have a balance in life as well: church, family, business, and you have to have the right group of employees. I've been very, very lucky over the years to have had hundreds of people that have worked for me that have just performed so well. You can only do so much as an individual. You have to inspire other people to be able to produce for you, and be fair with them. And again, you have to share with them their successes. I learned at Texas A&M in the Corps Cadets how to lead. And leading, being a good, strong, and a fair leader is very, very important. So I would say to you that there are many factors that go, in my opinion, to being successful, and those are the top factors.